Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce from Midnight Notion, singer, songwriter, musician, and big fan of Metallica, but I have no idea what my favorite song is. Could it be Bleeding Me? Let's use math to find out. Cue the intro.
Shoot it, give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Bleeding Me, track number 7 off of the Load album, and secretly one of my all-time favorites. I know it's a strong contender, but we got to see what the math is like, because usually when I was picking before what my favorites were, it was all based on emotional response. But now that I'm grading it with my songwriting skills, with my musicianship background, we're going to take a huge analytic approach as we listen through the song. I'll blah, blah, blah anytime I hear something interesting, and then I'll grade it at the end using the following categories: composition, memorability, emotional response, instrumentation, and lyrics. Each category is a 0 to 4 scale with a grand total possible of 20 points, and we'll see if it has enough at the end to make it into the top 20. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I love seeing your face, and I think you're a beautiful human being. Good job for being you. And hey, you know what? Let's get into it. This is a long song. We got a lot to get through. I'll try not to stop too much, but it's so lovely. There's not even, I can't even get into it. There's not even a crash hit or a kick drum hit. It's just the ride cymbal. I've been talking about this a lot. This record is showing us that Lars can hold back. What? He never holds back. As a matter of fact, if they play this live now, he doesn't even have a ride cymbal anymore. So it'd probably be like, it would be so loud, but it, ding, ding, he's not even hitting the snare hard. He's just so good. And this riff, oh, just so beautiful. What I want you to pay attention to with this riff is the way that it changes over the course of the song. So we got the beginning part is like the A section, if you will. If we count it as a riff with a tag on the end, the tag changes every time. So I'll use this finger for the beginning. Do 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 do. All right, so there's basically 3 different endings there. There's the first part, and then that, and then the first part again, the second ending, the first part again, and then the first ending repeated again, and then the first part, but it has a slightly different end to it, and then there's a third, like a turnaround. However, each one of these 3 different endings has it goes through a change throughout the song. So you'll hear a little do-do-do-do-do-do. He'll kind of riff it a little bit. It changes. It's not just a copy-paste for 8 minutes. It changes and morphs and grows with the song, and it updates. We also have a slight build here because we'll start with this ride cymbal. Ding, 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 ding. Then when we come in with both guitars, and the bass guitar and the rhythm guitar, the kick drum will come in, and it'll still be this slow riff, and then we'll have a second guitar going blue doo blue doo blue doo blue doo doo. Right, so we're gradually building the riff. Even though it stays pretty calm, it's still building, and that's something I want you to know. If you're writing songs and you're writing this slow riff, you can drag it on, several times, but you can still build it without getting louder, and that's what they're doing in this song. That's what I love about it so much. All right, let's listen to it for real. Just the one guitar. Bass. If you listen really close, you can hear an organ in the background. Just a little organ. It's just a pad. It's not something that the band is playing because they have a keyboard player. It's something you do in production. When you're recording an album, sometimes the 2 guitars, or the 1 guitar and the 1 bass and the drums, isn't enough to thicken the sound. And having a little shimmery something in the background is a nice extra. You don't need it live, but it's nice to hear sonically. When you put on your headphones or you put it on a big set of speakers, it's nice to have that extra layer. So listen for that organ. second guitar. The drums will get a little bit more, we'll do more fills. There's a fill. I don't know what fill to do. I love it. It's just letting it breathe. There's no reason to hit hard on the drums. I mean, I know he's playing some tom fills and stuff, but he's not really playing them that hard. There's a difference between and the really beautiful. And James's voice, I've been saying it on every song on this record so far, but it's so good. I'm digging my way. And he's got a lot of reverb on his voice here. You can hear the room, the echo. Drums are building. Hi-hat. Back to just calm. Just a slight tease. It's kind of like one, right? One goes into the chorus and it's heavy and then it comes back. But I love that. And this chorus is very simple. Do-do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. So they're going from the one, I think they're in E flat. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's tuned down to E flat. So that would be E flat to D flat, which would be the 7, and then A, which would be the 4. So it's a 1, 7, 4 progression, I think. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is if you're a music theory nerd. If you're not, or if you maybe you are, you could correct me below. If you're not, whatever, we'll just keep listening. We'll jam. Listen to the second guitar during the verses. Hear that? That's Kirk's doing this. Different fill. How beautiful is that, though? Thorn in my side. That switch from his chest voice to that. I don't know if it's full falsetto, if you call it head voice. I've never really been I've never confirmed the definition. Never taken the time to learn the difference. But just you can hear him. This man is a sanger. I said it before. He can sang. This is some good stuff. This is his best work. I mean, not just this song, but this album is peak Hetfield. So good. A little grit. From the tree. Building. Okay, what I appreciate is that chorus section is still the same as those. I want to call them like a melodic solo, the interlude between the two verses. The when he's riffing on the lead guitar, the rhythm guitar is basically playing the same as what they're playing in the chorus. How is it different in the chorus? Why does it sound bigger, fuller? Because now Kirk is mirroring the same thing, and they've got so many layers of guitar. You can hear the and there's like kind of a slide. It's like they play it and they slide off of it. The other difference is that we switch from the hi-hat on the drums to the crash cymbals. And he's doing different fills every time. All the fills change. Each time he has like a section of 4 measures or 4 beats or whatever. There's always some different fill at the end. What I appreciate about this song is that, yeah, they have so many songs in their catalog. If you go back to Master of Puppets, the epitome of Metallica, right? The verses are straight up copy pasted. It's like they don't do anything different in verse 2 that they did in verse 1, except for the lyrics. And, you know, you look at songs like Saint Anger, that's 8 minutes, and there's only 3 different guitar parts, maybe 4, I don't know. It's a very small amount of guitar parts, and they just copy paste. The lyrics don't even change for verse 2. This time, we have different lyrics. We have the guitar riffs changing. We have a different, like, little ditty on the end of every piece. And even the lead, when he's doing that melodic, the melodic part in between the verses, it's different each time. Even right here before this solo, it was different than it was before. Just slightly, just barely. It's close enough that it sounds the same, but just slightly different. And that's what I love about this song. There's no freaking copy pasting. It's all one big unit. And when you put this down on sheet music, you can't really, there's not a lot of repeating. And I love that. I love when you use this, when you build the song in a way that you can't actually write repeats. You have to write out the whole thing. I don't know why I like that, but I try to do that in my own songs. If you listen to Midnight Notion songs, I want you to notice, pay attention. The second verse is always going to have something slightly different. And I'm going to try my hardest to do it the second chorus and the third chorus as well. Change them just slightly. Listen to I Feel Bad For You. That one has a different ending, the chorus, every time. Listen to, I don't know, just go listen to my music. Check it out wherever you get your music online. Now let's listen to this slide guitar solo. He's got a little metal thing around his finger. He's not actually pressing on the strings. He's just kind of going above it. It's like a slide guitar. This would be an excellent spot for a side step. Oh, did you hear that? There's some percussion in there. We got a little conga going on in the background. It's either a conga or a bongo. I can't tell, but I'm going to rewind it a little bit. Listen for the slightly. Triplet fill. All right, we have that there again. We most of the time, right? Those are straight fills. But the triplet fill feels like triplet, ta 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 toom. Or the favorite fill, was it Hypeworks that was telling me yesterday? Ta 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 do. We're coming up on it later. Those are triplets. That's straight. Favorite part. halftime feel. Yeah. This riff is so cool. If you listen really close, you can hear he's saying, I am the beast. But there's also another lower vocal. I am the beast. And it's all grit. It's all the dirtness through. I am the beast. You're the beast. Some sort of demon. Here's your fill. Here's your triplet fill. Ready? You hear that lead? I got to point it out because we were talking about it, Hypeworks, the other day, that part of that chorus, I'm going to rewind it just for you to pay attention, because the guitars aren't just straight going, they actually do to emphasize the drum fill. We'll go back to it just for you. That's kind of the same riff as the beginning of 2x4. Right? You can hear except that was actually in a shuffle feel, so the triplets were like, they felt right there, whereas this song has a straight common time feel, 1 2 3 4, but it's not 1 and a 2 and a, it's a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's a more straight time. So when you do a triplet fill in straight common time, it feels unique. And that's really, really fun. Good job. Good job, Metallica. Back to this riff. Change up. Now straight. Notice how we did this riff before. We were boom, bum, 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 gonna, boom, 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 it had that halftime feel. Now we got boom, boom, and we got that straight feel. We're building on the riff. We're making it new. We're making it interesting. This song has been nothing but a roller coaster, going straight up to the sky. We had this slow burn, a little tease, come down, a little more tease, come down a little, get it, big bend, and oh, what's this riff? Oh, it's super cool. Rocket ship to the top. What? I don't know. Back to the chorus. Triplet fill. Wait for it. Nope, not here. There it is. This is the only time in the song that we hear this riff with distorted guitars. We've had it clean this whole time, but it feels right to have it distorted on. So cool. And then they change their minds, because not only are they going to keep playing this riff, but they're not going to take it all the way back up. They're going to drop us back down, and they're going to play it again softly and slow down. The ending actually changes its tempo, slows down to just nothing. And that is a beautiful way to end a song. Cymbal wash and mute. All right, so he's playing the cymbals. And then after he hits it, he grabs the cymbal and there's no ring out. When you just let go, cymbals have a long return on the end. So when you mute it like that, it's just calling all your attention to just the one guitar. Beautiful. It's different from the S&M version. Oh, you can hear that little yeah. Dude can sing. We got the organs again. Slow down. There's not even a kick drum hit. You can kind of hear the fade off of his voice there. It's better. There's like a fall on the end. He's not just holding the note, and they're not fading it out. He's letting it fall with his voice. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. How can you not love this song? I know it's long, but really listen to this. This is majestic. This is orchestration. This song with the S&M Symphony Orchestra back in the first S&M, oh man, I was waiting for it. I was there at S&M 2, and I was waiting for it. I was a little disappointed that they chose Outlaw Torn over this one, because this, listen, it's so beautiful, isn't it? You know what? We better give this sucker some points, because I have a feeling it's going to get a lot of points. Let's do this thing. Whoosh. Composition. What can I say about this song that hasn't already been said? I absolutely love how it builds from something so small to something a little bigger, to something even more bigger, to something massive, and then it comes back around at the end. There is so much singing, not just from James's voice, but from the guitars as well, from the bass, from the drums. Everything is a build in the song, and I love build. I think that every song needs to have some form of build. It doesn't mean loudness. It means construction. We're building from the very beginning, the first thing we hear, all the way to the end. So if we start really big, we're adding something or we're changing something in a way that's either, I guess you could build up or you can build down. It depends on the song you're trying to play, but this song does it so masterfully in only like 3 different main riffs. We have the boo doo 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 main riff, and then we have we keep playing it during the verses. Then we have the doo 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 doo, which also it's like an interlude and a chorus. And then we have the doo 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 doo. That riff, that's the third riff. And then we have that during a solo. And then there's one little change, which is like the fourth riff. And after that, we've basically maxed out the whole song. 4 rhythm guitar riffs. But then the lead changes throughout the song is what builds it. The second guitar and the bass and the vocals and the drum changes. Everything just keeps building. I love it. This one, compositionally, it's a 4. Memorability. I don't know. This song, I want to say that it's really memorable, but I also have to recognize my own bias. So what makes something memorable? A catchy hook. Right? I think the catchiest thing about this song is probably that main riff. Do, 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 do. Really catchy. I think that I'm Bleeding May is kind of a hook, but at the same time, it's sung just a little bit differently every time. There's not that moment where, you know, if we go back to King Nothing or Master of Puppets or so many songs in their catalog where there's a pause and then you sing the part when there's no music. Bump, where's your crown, King? Nothing. There's none of that in this song. As a matter of fact, when he gets to the Bleeding Me, it kind of, because he's kind of scatting, not really scatting, but he's kind of improvising. Whoa, ooh, I can't take it. He's kind of singing it differently each time. Bleeding of me. It comes at different places, and so you can't really latch on to that memorable moment. I think there's another memorable moment is the I can't take it, can't take it. Whoa, there's like that climbing of the voice. I think that's really cool. But I think I just have to knock it just a little bit because we're missing that real sturdy hook. But otherwise, the song stands out like just wildly stands out because it's so different. And that's what makes it memorable for me. So this one, memorability, it's getting a 3. Emotional response. How do I feel? Pfft, you already know. You already know. You saw my face. This is a long review. I love this song all the way through. I want to hear it at every show. I know it's kind of a downer. It pulls back the mood, right? If you're bobbing your head for 3 hours, this one really sucks the energy out. So you'd have to come through with something big after this. So on that note, it kind of sucks that it brings the energy down. However, this is a search for my favorite Metallica song, and I love the way this song captures the mood. It's just so, like there's like this ethereal plane about it. I don't know, I just really love it. So this one, emotional response, that's a 4. Instrumentation. Again, there's not a lot of wild shredding going on. There's not a lot of fast playing, but like I said, there's no copy pasting. There's a new fill around every corner. There's a new lick. There's a new response. There's a new way to move the vocals. Because everything is growing and changing and building, I got to give them credit. They took one little riff, or rather 4 riffs. 4 riffs! 4 riffs! They built an 8-minute song off of 4 riffs, and it sounds great, and it's not repetitive, and it doesn't get old. Thumbs up from me. That one, it's a 4. Lyrics. Here's where I get to kind of dive into that Metallica song-o-matic universe again, because what are you bleeding for me? Bleed me a cure? What's the next song on the record? I'm just saying, if Bleed Me a Cure is one of the lines and the next song is called The Cure, or not The Cure, not the band, but Cure, is The Precious Cure is coming. So I'm just saying, they all fit together. Lyrically, this song is really interesting because there's only a couple of lines total. What do I mean by that? When you look at the verses, let me pull it out. Not that. Keep your head in where the head goes. All right, so the first verse. I'm digging my way. I'm digging my way to something. I'm digging my way to something better. Really what's happening is the only line is I'm digging my way to something better. I'm digging my way to something better. But he's cutting it down into thirds. So you're only getting I'm digging my way. Well, and now I'm going, well, what are you digging your way to? I'm digging my way to something. Well, it's something what? Tell me more. He's giving more details each time. And by the end of the line, you get the full story. And so when you find out he's got a thorn in his side, you're like, oh, that's too bad. That's too bad that you have a thorn. I'm sorry to hear about that. Oh, the thorn is from a tree. Oh, well, that makes sense. Trees have thorns. Wait, you planted the tree? We get something new each time it comes around, but it's only one line. What masterful writing. How many poems do you know or songs do you know where you can write the same line 3 times and each time you reveal new content, it changes the meaning? That's really cool. It reminds me of, I'm thinking back to 7th grade for me. We had to write some poem, and I forget the name of the poem. All I can remember is I am poems, but it's like center aligned, and you start with one word, I, and then I am, and then I am me, and each line like adds an additional word. You could call it like something like the eye doctor test, right? When you go to the optometrist and you have to read the things, it starts with 1 letter, and then it's 2, and then it's 3, and they get wider. It's something like that. You get a little bit, and then you get a little bit more, and a little bit more. Talking a lot about the structure. What does this song mean? When I look at these lyrics, I see someone who is kind of trying to get out of the pain of life and then discovering slowly over time, as each new line is revealed, that all the pains in life are self-caused. right? I'm bleeding me. I'm the reason why I have these troubles, and I can't stop. I can't take this anymore, but I also can't stop it. And the song becomes cyclical in its build as well. Not only are the lyrics kind of, we go back to the first verse at the end, right? And I knocked them points in Nothing Else Matters for repeating the same lines. But in this context, I think it works really well because we start off with wanting to dig my way out of something better. We go through this big journey and we learn that inside was the problem. The wolves inside were fighting and we chose the wrong wolf. And so now we have this problem. We found that the solution was internally. Now at the end, well, now I'm digging my way to something better in a different direction. Might be me again. You dig in another direction. It keeps going on and on and on. This is really, really beautiful writing. Really wonderful. Also, I want to point out one more thing before I give it the score. All the time while I was hearing this song, I got the chorus wrong until semi-recently, like a couple years ago, I learned this. The first time, I take the leech, I'm bleeding me. The leech as in the things that suck blood, all right? You take the leech. Then the second time, I take the leash that's leading me. All right, this is a dog's leash leading me. So I always thought it was I take the leash that's leading me. I thought that was I take the leech that's bleeding me a second time, but it's not a second time. He managed to take two pairs of words that sound the same, leash and leech, and bleeding me and leading me. They sound so similar. Somebody put this on kissthisguy.com because I had it wrong for basically half my life. But I love that, though. They have two different meanings, but they tell the same story, and that's really impressive to me. So again, taking one line and turning it into three different reveals, and then taking words that rhyme together but sound the same, but also mean something different, and then building the song into I don't know. I love the song. Lyrically, I think it's fantastic. Top of the line for me. This one gets a 4. And with that, Bleeding Me gets the same score as the last song, Hero of the Day, 19 points. But let's see how the math adds up. Top 20. Ooh, it's tied for 4th place. We now have a 3-way tie. The song that uses tercets? Is that 3? The song that uses 3 lines for the verses gets the first ever 3-way tie. 4th place with Puppets and Wolf. I told you ties were coming. You didn't believe me. I told you they were coming. Here it is, a 3-way tie for 4th place. Bleeding Me with Puppets and Wolf. 1 is still at top. Hero is comfortably in 2nd. And down on the chopping block, we got Dyer's Eve. 16 is the points to beat. And you can't just get a 16. You still have to do better than the other 16s, of which there are many. But I changed this graphic to be top 20 so that we could fit more songs on here, and it's starting to look like they're all gonna be 19s and 20s by the end of this journey. This is a very high bar. So I don't know what to say. All I can say is tune in because it's gonna get crazy. I'm gonna make a lot of people upset. I hope you're not upset about this because this song is very beautiful. But you tell me, using the point system that I use, in the comments below, tell me what score you would give this song. Make sure you check out Midnight Notion's music. My music has plenty of Bleeding Me references. I have a couple of soft songs that build, so maybe you can find them in that music somewhere. And of course, smash that subscribe button because we are gonna be here tomorrow morning and we are going to review Cure, the Precious Cure. We're going to find out if it's part of the Metallica Sonomatic universe. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching.